What's up, everybody? What's going on? Just coming from the gym per usual, and I wanted to touch bases with a few people. Me and my husband was having a really good conversation on yesterday about a lot of people like the idea of marriage, but they don't really know what it takes to maintain a marriage, and so forth and so on. And so, we were just, having banter back and forth about, marriage and how, there's hills, valleys, and dips. And I think I've made multiple videos in regards to some of these comments that I'm making right now. But the truth of the matter is, everyone is not equipped for marriage because a lot of people, they think marriage is just rainbows, sunshines, daisies, and tulips. And the truth of the matter is, it's not. Now, granted, when you marry well, you have more good days than bad days. Let that be clear. You do. But I think a lot of people have the thought process that it's supposed to be rainbows and sunshine every day. And that is not the reality of marriage. I don't care who you see anywhere, whether it's your own pastor, I don't care if it's the deacon, I don't care if it's your most ideal couple on social media. Every marriage has problems in one way, shape, or form. The truth of the matter is, when you're growing and doing life with someone, you're going through changes all the time because people are evolving, they're growing, they're throwing away some things, they're taking on new things and all that. And a lot of times, people get those changes misconstrued. They take that as, you're not the person in whom I'm married. And the truth of the matter is, they're not. Because if you're changing and becoming a better person, you will not be the same person that you were when you were at the altar. You just simply will not be. You should be changing at all times. You should not be the same person that you were a decade ago. A lot of us like to think that's the case, but no. Because you should be evolving, you should be taking inventory and stock of your life and making changes. That's the truth of the matter. And then let's add on that life happens in itself. It just does. And so you may hit a place in your life where you may not be changing in a good way, for lack of a better word, because you're human. You're not perfect. Life is going to do what it does. And so your mate may be going through something, and yes, that's your best friend. Yes, we tell each other all the intricate details of our lives. But sometimes there are some internal battles that you may not share, that God is dealing with you on, and all those things. That's the truth of the matter. And I say all that to say, a lot of people are not equipped to deal with the changes that come with marriage. You're going to go through some changes. You are. That's why a lot of people, they laugh at the newlyweds that have less than 5 years in, those who have less than 7 years in, and those who have less than 10 years in, and even those of us who have less than 20 years in. You tell people, you're like, oh, well, I've been together 11 years, been together for 12 years. And you say that to those who have been married for 20, 30, 40 years, and they laugh, they chuckle, because they know that you haven't hit the hard part of marriage. Because you're sure to hit them. I don't care how much money you make, how we like to say everything looks good on paper and all those things. Just life is going to hit you in one way, shape, or form. Because you're ever growing. You're getting older. You're not the same person whom you were when you were younger. Whether you were 30, whether you were 20, whether you were even 40. You're not that same person when you turn 50 and so on and all those other things. We like to think so, but that's not the case. And many are not equipped to deal with the changes that come with marriage. Marriage is for grown folk. It just simply is. Because you'll find that a lot of people are leaving marriages and running the opposite direction because they think that they are supposed to be running through the tulips, that it's supposed to be sunflowers and daisies, and that's not the reality. You know, you have women that wake up and say, I'm just not happy. And I'm not saying that's not a valid moment, because you will have moments like that. But those are the moments that you have to look within. You have to see what things you need to work on. Those are the moments that you have to wrestle with God. You have to be raw with God and say, God, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm frustrated. You know, it doesn't have to be anything serious, but it's serious to you, because you may not want to deal with that at that season in your life. Yeah. So you have to wrestle with God. You have to go back and keep talking to him and say, God, I need your help. I simply cannot do this. That's just the reality, because we all hit those moments. As long as you're dealing with a human being, you're going to have those moments. I don't care if your mate is the epitome of perfection. And everyone seems perfect in the beginning. But when you're doing life with people and they're changing and they're going through whatever they're going through, you're going to question, Lord, what have I done? Lord, I need you. It's just the facts. I'm telling you, I've had those moments. What? Oh, yes. And I'm sure my husband has too. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm an epitome of perfection. I don't care how fine I am, how much I work out of gym, how clear my skin is, how nice my smile is, and how much I cater, and how much I cook, and how much I do this and that and third. I'm not perfect. I'm sure my husband scratched his head in many a days. Oh, yeah. But we don't like to be self-aware. We like to think we're the epitome of perfection. That our mate rub their feet together every time they lay eyes on us. Yes, my husband lusts me and look at me after all these years. Oh, yes, he does. But I don't presume to think that every time he looks at me, he's rubbing his feet together like he's getting under warm covers and about to get a good night's rest. I don't presume to think that. That's delusion. The gist of this entire conversation is many are not equipped to get married and stay married. You better think long and hard when you decide you want to get married, because the truth of the matter is everything gets boring. After you've gone on 1,000,000 dates, after you've gone on all the trips, after you've eaten at all the high-end restaurants, after you've brought this decor and this and that, not decorum, you know what I mean, decor and all that, after the glitz and the glam and after the fineness wears off, you will scratch your head and say, what have I done? You're going to have to dig deep. You're going to have such a foundation to stick and stay. That's just the reality. Or otherwise, you will forever be on a hamster wheel trying to reach this epitome of perfection. You're going to throw that person away, meet somebody new, and you're going to get deluded in the beginning, and then you're going to see they have a laundry list of issues that you don't want to deal with, and so on and so forth. And what, you're going to throw them away and get someone new and someone new? Come on, grow up. Be an adult. Life is not fair. Life change. There's a season for everything under the sun. You don't just walk through perfection every day. That's delusion. But that's my word for the day. Everyone is not equipped to be married. And when you do decide to get married, make sure you're in it for the long haul. Because this perfection that everyone seeks doesn't exist. Okay? It just simply doesn't. That's it. That's all that's coming from a married woman that's been married well over a decade. And you know that's dog years in the Black America. The Black culture. That's a long time. It's just the truth. Can't argue with the truth. But let me know what you all think in the comment section. Am I talking out the left side of my ears, or am I telling the truth? What do you think? Let me know. And again, so those of you who have subscribed, I appreciate each and every last one of you. And every time you watch a video of mine, hit the subscribe button. Check and see if you've done so. So every time I upload, you get the notification. All right? To the next video, guys. Have a good day. Bye.